Virginia company called Comsonics is reportedly developing a new gizmo that uses radar to detect whether drivers are texting behind the wheel. The radar gun would scan frequencies emitted from inside vehicles. The idea poses a lot of unanswered questions, like how can a device tell the difference between driver texts and passenger texts? Another handheld radar device is already being used to help police see through walls. Well, sort of. It's called Ranger. Basically, it's a highly sensitive motion detector, about 9 inches long and weighing only about a pound. Ranger shoots radar rays through a wall and into a room on the other side.
Okay, so you're getting the point.
Rays bounce back.
You are getting the point. We hear all these cries for more funding for law enforcement, and look at all these ridiculous laws that they have created so local counties, cities, ordinances can get more revenue. And if you think that the Portland police will always be somewhat friendly like they are now during this time where Portland's super popular, number one place to move to, number one place for child sex trafficking, number one most gentrified city. There's lots of different reasons why people are coming here. And yes, when documentaries are made about the child sex trafficking problem, when documentaries are made about how much drugs are here, it actually draws some of those elements here to take part in that activity. And this is also how certain reports on certain things can end up in a not so positive light. So this is very serious what we're seeing. And on that reference to Austin, they have created an ordinance in Austin, Texas, where it's hundreds of dollars per ticket if you're caught texting. How much food can $300 buy, even though we see an increase in the cost of food? For a lot of us, that's several months. For those of us that are on a lower than average budget, that's a lot of food. That's a lot of groceries, especially if you know how to budget buy. So when I see people robbed by the system, it saddens me. In that 1 year that I was living in Dallas, Texas, I was pulled over for texting. I was just checking a voicemail. And I never used the cell phone. I don't use one anymore. And during that time period, I was barely touching my cell phone because I was seen by a police officer checking a voicemail or checking a text on a dead-end road in a town with a population of 500. Didn't matter. I was given a $350 ticket. And when I went before the judge and had that extorted, I gave that judge, the court police officer, and the court typist a piece of my mind that when you steal from others, you encourage theft in the population. So, here we live in a world where it's considered illegal for you to go into a store and steal something if you're hungry and starving to death, but it's considered okay for the government to rob us. And so there are so many different psychological problems that arise in a population that is being so oppressed.